The opening day of Epic Universe was awesome, but what about day 2? I did over 8 hours of live streaming on opening day, but for those of you who didn't see that, I will go into grandpa mode and I'll share my final thoughts on it later on in the video. For today, the Kronos Tower and the area in front of it back to normal, gone all of the cameras, and gone all of the stages that were here yesterday. Real quick, I would like to mention that this video is sponsored by OrlandoInformer.com. They host a fabulous after-hours event known as the Orlando Informer Meetups at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. If you like limited crowds, little to no wait times, unlimited food with your ticket purchase, that's right, all you can eat, plus all you can drink non-alcoholic beverages, then you should consider attending an Orlando Informer meetup. Links in the description box. Go check it out. Wait times on opening day were phenomenal. Let's see what they're like today, day 2, starting with the Battle at the Ministry, which is a 150-minute standby wait. I am beyond happy that they are not doing the virtual queue right now. 150-minute wait, that's like in line with something you would see with Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Battle at the Ministry did have a bit of a hiccup yesterday morning during the grand opening. We'll talk more about that once we go into grandpa mode later on today. I will be giving you updates in today's video, but also I'm just going to have some fun. Take advantage of these low wait times. For example, my #1 ride, at least the ride I've been on the most here at Epic Universe, is in Darkmoor. It's only a 10-minute wait for Monsters Unchained. We'll see if I get any more Wolfman slobber on me this time. This is my favorite room of the queue, or one of my favorite features. We're on the 2nd floor of the manor, and we can actually look down onto Darkmoor Village. We've got the burning blade there and everything. I love this little feature, and geographically, it's actually correct. That if there were a real window there, we'd be looking at the burning blade. And of course, I love all the electrical surges. First time I'm noticing these, for lack of a better word. They have dolls in here of Creature from the Black Lagoon, the mummies over there. The ride has one of the little dummies have fallen off the ride.
There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. And with your help, the world will never see the name Frankenstein the same again.
Another excellent run-through of Monsters Unchained. That was the most Wolfman slobber yet. I really like that effect. Today, the pre-show was in B mode. Victoria, the animatronic, wasn't working, so they had her little bit on a screen. I really love the fact that it was in black and white. That was a nice little touch for B mode. In the Manor Storehouse, the gift shop if you will, they still have the Danny Elfman vinyl for $47. They have the magnet for $16 and the pin for $18. So the vinyl is the soundtrack to Darkmoor Village, including one of the tracks is the music they play in the bathrooms. People ask how long are the vinyls going to be available? Is it a limited amount? I've been told they'll keep printing them as long as there is enough demand to do so. Curse of the Werewolf is a longer wait than Monsters Unchained. It's 35 minutes for this, but this ride does have a lower capacity than Monsters Unchained. Plus, Monsters Unchained is a continuously moving attraction. You don't have to stop and load that like you do Curse of the Werewolf. Universal, we are still waiting for Maleva to be a character walking around here. Let's do it. Make it happen. Here's a shirt Maleva approves of. $48 for this Maleva approved t-shirt. This sling bag, I bet Maleva would like this as well. It's also $48. My wife Nikki has put in a t-shirt request, I can't leave today without buying this particular t-shirt. You'll see it at the end of the video. Right next to the Monster Makeup Experience, something I showed you during previews that was not operational, but now is. The automated photo booth, photo spot, is now available. That is the end product right there. Just you stand over there, press a button, and this is what is returned. There we go, I did it. So then purchase a My Universal Photo package to unlock all your photos in the collection. You can see my photo had a little something on it. That's actually a lock symbol because I didn't purchase anything through the My Universal Photos. What you're gonna have on your phone right now is gonna have a little watermark, a little lock watermark. If we go over to the Isle of Berk, we'll see something very similar. So let's make our way over there. As I'm walking by the Celestiki bar, I just got to thinking, the low crowds cannot be good for the bartenders. They need the tips. And with such low attendance right now, they gotta be hurting a little bit. Now, as far as the grand opening day, the day one of operation, I give Universal an A. The only thing keeping it from being an A+, the battle at the Ministry was down and delayed in the morning, but it recovered. And when I checked on it last, it was a 90-minute wait, which is basically the same wait time as Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. The opening ceremony with the fountain and some of the daytime fireworks, that was awesome, phenomenal. The wait times for the rides, no one is ever gonna top opening day of Epic Universe. I'm talking everything except the battle at the Ministry was pretty much a walk-on. Like, I think the longest I saw for wait time was maybe 25 minutes. And even that went down to like 5 minutes. Put it this way, Minecart Madness, I saw it at a 5-minute wait. It was phenomenal. They didn't have fireworks that night. They did have a phenomenal like fountain show, the end of the day fountain show, which is the one I think they're going to do daily or nightly anyway. They just didn't have fireworks. That's another thing keeping it for me at an A+. But otherwise, I think keeping the park at a low capacity or really controlling the capacity for the grand opening and the first few days, a pretty good idea by Universal. They're gonna get a lot of good press, and people like me saying A or A+ for their grand opening celebration, their grand opening day one of operations. Well done, Universal. There's your flowers. I just went on the Universal app and made a reservation for the Blue Dragon. We'll be dining here later today. In contrast to the upscale meal I'm about to have today at the Blue Dragon, I recently did a food review for the Meteor Astro Pub Burger. I'll leave a link to that in the description box. The Astronomica attraction is working today. Could be refreshing on a hot summer day for sure. Checking on Stardust Racers as we make our way to Berk. Well, at least today the roller coaster trains are, yeah, they're full. Yesterday was like, you see 3 or 4 on them. Now into Berk. It's 12 days north of Hopeless and a few degrees south of freezing to death. It's located solidly on the meridian of misery. And if Hiccup Swing Glider is a short wait, and I believe it will be, I'm gonna go for a little ride on it. Just like at Dark Universe, here's another one of those automated picture spots. Huh? Let's do it. Took me a second to find the button on this one. It's in a different spot than the one at the Dark Universe. It's right up front. That's where it is. But here is my picture to give you an idea how it works. A pretty good photo spot, I think, don't you? Dragon Racers Rally. The other day, I finally saw someone do some barrel rolls. A guy did a couple of them. This is kind of a slow loading ride. Therefore, the wait time is 20 minutes, whereas Hiccups is only a 5-minute wait. We're going on right now.
When these wings are in place, you'll fly and see Berk better than any dragon.
You know what we call a wing glider without wings?
you'll see some goggle eggs, which are well known to explode when they hatch. But don't worry, they only hatch in exactly these conditions at exactly this time of year. Which means that stopping here would be a really bad idea. Oh boy. Hold on tight.
So that was super fun, a totally underrated roller coaster, and my line was actually as fast as Express today. I marked someone who went through the Express line, and I actually waited for the front row, and they got on their roller coaster train the same time I did, despite me waiting for the front row. They do have the photos up and running. First time I've seen it for Hiccups. I actually wrote with a subscriber. They might send me the photo. Just like in Darkmoor, they have a limited edition magnet and pin. Magnet $16, the pin $18. Fire drill is just a 10-minute wait. Let's go ahead and do this one too. FYI, you can get wet in the queue. They're missing the targets. It's going over the fence. That's hilarious. Me having that knowledge is dangerous. Here's all the instructions you need. Want me to repeat? I'm gonna try to get the port side so I can shoot over the fence at people in the queue. I did get port side, watch out. Okay, now I guess I will aim at the targets. I have learned that if you're on starboard side, you can hit the other boats. Hit the other guests in the other boats. I don't have an opportunity to do that now. I did on this turn though. Oh, I nailed that lady in the Mario and Luigi hat. Hello guys up there, how's lunch? Oh, that's pretty fun. And you do get pretty wet. Oh, that's the place to keep your bag so they don't get wet. Ah. I got completely drenched, front and back of me. Good thing I have a little while until my Blue Dragon reservation. Give me time to dry off. I did figure out no matter if you're on port side or starboard side, you can hit the other boat either in front of you or behind you. And quite honestly, forget about the targets. I think it's more fun to hit the guests in the other boats. Fire drill is typical of a Universal Orlando water ride. You will get soaked and drenched totally head to toe, front to back. Though some of that is dependent on the guests in the other boat, if they know to try to hit you with their water blaster. I can see from Berk, looks like one of the trains for Stardust almost completely empty. This animatronic right here, this is going to be my litmus test for maintenance. I expect these two to always be fighting over this fish. Leaving Berk, I am worried about these trees turning brown right here. I've seen this happen around town. I think it's some type of disease. We'll keep an eye on it, but I'm a little worried. Let's make our way to Super Nintendo World now. I think Comet Dogs has added a few different hot dogs, at least a couple different ones. The menu board now has the Al Pastor dog, grilled pineapple, pickled red onions, fresh jalapeno, salsa verde, and micro cilantro for $14. And then, quite the opposite, a Philly cheesesteak dog. Peppers and onions blended with cheddar cheese sauce, also $14. Here we go! I still sound like Peter Pan when I say that. A very, very cool portal with the warp pipe and everything. I still prefer the Dark Universe one because of the music, like I said. Oh no, the first hiccup of the day. Brief delay for Mario Kart. Yoshi Supercharged is a 10-minute wait. I swear, if it was 5 minutes, I would have gone on it. Minecart Madness is a 35-minute wait. You know what? I'll check back after my lunch. If it's still a 35-minute wait, I'll go on it then. At one time yesterday, it was just a 5-minute wait. Inside of Super Nintendo World, we have the 1-Up Factory. They also have the magnet and the pin. 16 for the magnet, 18 for the pin, just like the other portals. Outside of Super Nintendo World, they have the Superstar Store. It is home to some new Zelda merchandise. The Zelda t-shirt you see right there, that is $33. The hat, $35. Zelda wallet, 30 bucks. The Zelda, or should I just say Hyrule mug, is $21. Unfortunately, when it comes to Donkey Kong, I think he only shows up for blue carpet events. Who knew Donkey Kong had such an ego? Oh my goodness. Something I do want to show you over here that has opened up recently. This little path by the Atlantic restaurant had been closed during previews, but it is open now. This makes for a nice little stroll. Get to get close to the water over here. Oh my goodness, why did it get so quiet? Okay, here we go. Music starting up again. But, there you go. Take a look at this. I think they didn't have the railing down there before. They had to wait until that was installed to open up this little pathway. Didn't want people just stepping off and going for a swim, I guess. There is the Atlantic. If you're sitting inside the Atlantic on the other side of those windows, oh, this is a great view for your lunch or dinner. Another photo station has been added this way. Right over there. Just like the stuff we've seen before a couple times today. Once in Darkmoor, once in Berk. Press the button, stand. This one I will demonstrate fully. Press. Come back here and stand. That's how that works. And there I am at the Luna statue. Pretty good photo spot. I think I'll start walking this way to my lunch reservation. You learn a lot by talking to bartenders. I spoke to some bartenders today. They said they were told attendance today, 12,000 people. They also told me they thought that was BS. Back over at the Astronomica attraction, I noticed a team member standing there. I wonder if there's always a team member stationed there. I'm gonna pay attention to that. I'm a little early for my reservation, but through the Blue Dragon portal anyway. They will text me when my table is ready. Till then, let's just have a little look around. Another panning shot of Blue Dragon. Oh, gotta look up too. Don't forget to look up. I don't need a menu. I already know what I am getting. Looking up from my table, this is my view. The eternal night sky at the Blue Dragon restaurant. I'm going to keep it pretty basic. This is the crispy orange chicken. Crispy chicken, blood orange sweet and sour sauce, snow peas, and white rice. And I suppose you're interested in the price, $28 for the crispy orange chicken. And look at this, what have I done? I have ordered dessert, banana Napoleon, miso butterscotch bananas, 5 spice wontons, vanilla ice cream. Well, that was just a lovely dining experience, a beautiful restaurant, great food, even great dining company. I was sat next to a table and the people sitting there, the boys there, viewers. In fact, they're on the live streams all the time. Very nice. I see them in the park from time to time. Thank you, boys, for the lunch, by the way. It was fantastic. The orange chicken was fabulous. It's a very subtle flavor of orange versus something you might have at a fast food restaurant. The peas were nice and seasoned very well. Seasoned so well, what I would do is I would take some of the sticky rice and kind of set it on the peas to get some of the flavor from the peas onto the sticky rice, and I really enjoyed it that way. So overall, a very nice dish, the orange chicken, crispy orange chicken there at the Blue Dragon, and I couldn't help myself. I had to go for the dessert, which was phenomenal. I am partial to anything banana or banana flavored, and that banana Napoleon was so good. Sweet, the wontons were great, the caramel and the flavor, and I think all that's done in-house too. I don't think they outsource any part of that dessert, all made in-house, and it's a fabulous banana dessert, which makes me so happy. I will definitely have the dessert again, and next time I dine there, I'll switch it up. I'll try a different entree for you. Since the Blue Dragon restaurant is right next to the Dark Universe portal, and the wait time for Monsters is still 10 minutes, I'm gonna go on Monsters Unchained again. Even though it's just a 10-minute wait, I'm doing single rider line. There we go, another great run of Monsters Unchained. Just a quick reminder, the single rider line, it is very good at getting you to the ride. Just not much of a visual. You're just basically walking upstairs and through hallways. But you know, if you're interested in reducing your wait time, it's the way to go. But I always recommend doing the main queue at least once, because the main queue, the pre-show and everything for Monsters Unchained is amazing. But a time saver is that single rider line. Making my way to Stardust Racers, which has a 15-minute wait. That sounds pretty good to me. Along the way, let's pause for a moment for a water fountain show. Moving on now, I am going to use the single rider line for this one as well. So that was an extra special run of Stardust Racers. I ran into Dan from Midway Mayhem in the queue. He went one track, I went the other track. But the thing is, we lined up in the same row. So we were actually dueling each other. We were side by side each other, reaching out. Reaching out, almost touching. Now I didn't try that hard because he reached out first and I was just like waving, and then I tried to reach to touch his hand, and I think if I had tried harder, it was at least, I would say maybe a foot. But if we tried a little harder, if I did, we maybe could have touched hands while riding Stardust Racers. That is the coolest thing. If it can work out that way for you, where you're a party of two and you can work it so like each one is on a separate track but get in the same row, it is the coolest experience to have your buddy or your spouse or whomever right next to you in the dueling part of the coasters, or in the parts where it's like interweaving, where they're like right above you or right below you. That was so much fun. Thank you, Dan, Midway Mayhem, for a great experience on Stardust Racers. Let's check on the Battle at the Ministry one more time. Well, that's not too bad, just a 60-minute wait. They do have a single rider line too. Midway Mayhem did mention to me he did the single rider line when the standby was 60 and the single rider line took about 45. Into Cosme Akajo. I did mention this in a live stream, but I don't think I've mentioned it in a video. But a new wand in here to show ya. A new second generation wand has appeared. The Phoenix Wand. The price, $85. I'm about to leave the Wizarding World. I may regret not taking a chance on the Battle at the Ministry right now, but I think I'm gonna try a different day. I might try one more ride before I leave though. Well, shoot! When I started to make my way over here, Minecart Madness was a 25-minute wait. Now it's that brief delay, which might as well be a cancel of my plans. I have a new plan that's going to make Universal very happy. Buy merchandise. For $32, the Epic Universe Grand Opening t-shirt. We're going to get this for Nikki. You know what? I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you to OrlandoInformer.com for sponsoring the video. Check out the link to them in the description box. And as always, don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. We'll see you next time.